Hello everyone, how's it going, and welcome to today's Wild Rift video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you all the power of Vayne in patch 3.3a. Vayne is still a very strong champion to play, especially if you can get to the mid and the late game, get a few items under your belt, and have an enchanter by your side as well. I think that's the main thing with Vayne. You need an enchanter by your side like a Lulu, Karma, Nami, Janna. Not Vayne comboed with one of these enchanters is so strong right now in the current meta. If you can play AD carries very well, if you can understand that early game you might not be able to do that much with Vayne, you kind of need to play back and play passive, which can be a little bit boring at times, but to be honest, it's completely worth it, because when you get to the mid and late game team fights, Vayne can just tumble around, turn invisible, and do a lot of damage. This is by far the best Vayne build, but this can be flexed around a little bit as well, depending on the situation of the game and depending on what enemy champions you are against. But I think always, pretty much every single time, you're going to go for Blade of Ruin King as your first item. This item is just so strong with Vayne. It works so well with her kit. Obviously, you get a little bit of attack damage. You get the attack speed as well, which attack speed works great with Vayne because her second ability, every single time you auto attack the same target 3 times, you deal true damage. So it's really nice to get a little bit of extra attack speed so you're able to deal the extra true damage as much as possible. You get a little bit of physical vamp, which helps you a little bit during the early game. Helps you heal up from minions just in case you do fall a little bit low on health. Helps you a little bit with that. You got the rune strikes with deals bonus physical damage equal to a percentage of the enemy's current health, so it's really good against some tanky bruisers that are currently in the meta, and also the tanks in case you're against like a Rammus, Malphite. And that's kind of where Vayne shines, is Vayne is so good against these tanky bruisers, and also against these huge massive tanks like Rammus, Malphites, Dr. Mundo. Any of these tanks that like to build a lot of health, and that's mainly because of Blade of Ruin King as well. And then you have the Drain passive. Hit an enemy with 3 attacks or abilities, deals bonus magic damage, and steals 25% of their movement speed. Now, Vayne already has a lot of movement speed. Vayne has a lot of mobility with her tumble as well, but Blade of Ruin King makes it even better because you gain movement speed, but also you steal movement speed. So that means the enemy champion is going to be slowed as well. Vayne is insane in 1 versus 1 situations. You got the Condemned that can go up against the wall. You got the Blade of Ruin King passive as well, which can help you steal movement speed. Insane in 1 versus 1 situations. This is why sometimes Vayne gets played in the solo lane, but to be honest, most of the time you don't really want to do it. Super risky. As your second item, most of the time you want to go for Storm Razor. Storm Razor is overall a great item still for AD carries. Attack damage, crit rate, and attack speed, all very nice stats for Vayne. You have the Energized passive as well, which moving and attacking will generate energized attacks. And the energized attack is Paralyzed, which energized attacks gain bonus magic damage and slow the enemies by 75% for 0.5 seconds. So again, more slows on enemy champions. So this will work with your first auto attack when you have the energized passive, which will allow you to keep auto attacking afterwards, and then you'll still more movement speed after you attack the same enemy 3 times. So slow from Storm Razor, slow from Blade of Ruin King, just makes it even better for Vayne when it comes to the mid and the late game. For the boots, you can kind of go for pretty much, there's so many boots options that you can go for with Vayne, just depends on the situation of the game. Plated steel caps are really good against a lot of AD champions. Mercury treads is really good against a lot of champions that have a lot of crowd control. Boots of Pharaoh is also good as well. Every single time you auto attack, you gain bonus movement speed, so that also works really well with Vayne. You can also go for Gluttonous Grease if you really need the extra bit of physical vamp. Don't really think you need it. And Lucidity boots is probably the only boots I wouldn't really go for. And then most of the time you want to go for stasis. You can go for Proto Belt, but to be honest, you already have so much mobility with your first ability, with your tumble. So most of the time, Stone Plate is really good. Not Stone Plate, sorry, stasis is really good, because you're able to stasis if you do get into a little bit of trouble, if you do need to get one shot, and then hopefully by the time stasis is over, you can tumble away to safety. Then again, this is where the build gets a little bit flexible. Kind of depends on what champions you're against, what damage types you're against as well. Wit's End is really good against if you're against a lot of AP damage champions. Say you're against, like, I don't know, Morgana mids, Seraphine bot lane or something like that, you know, against a lot of AP damage. Evelyn jungle is another good example as well. Then I 100% recommend building Wit's End. You get a lot of attack speed, which, as I mentioned already, attack speed is really, really good for Vayne. You also get a lot of magic resist, which will help you a lot against some AP champions. You also got the at Wit's End passive as well, which basic attack still bonus magic damage, and while below 50% health, dealing damage to an enemy champion heals you as well. So really, really good for Vayne. Has all the stats that she needs, really good against AP champions, so definitely recommend that one. Phantom Dancer is another great item as well. This is more of like a defensive attack speed item. To be honest, I don't really feel like you need the range from rapid fire cannon or really the bonus spread damage from static shiv. Maybe if your team doesn't have a lot of wave clear, then static shiv can be good because you can help with the wave clear, especially if you're behind. But Phantom Dancer is really good because it gives you that lifeline shield when you drop below 35% health. That's kind of the one thing with Vayne. If you don't get one shot with Vayne, you can just carry the team fight. But if you do get one shot, not by Vayne, sorry, as Vayne, sorry, if you get one shot, if you don't get one shot as Vayne, then you can carry the team fight. But if you do get one shot, obviously you're dead. So your kind of build is revolving around you just not being one shot. You have the shield from Phantom Dancer, you have the magic resist from Wit's End. You can even go for like items like Guardian Angel as your last item if you feel like you don't need that much more damage. So it's just about surviving. That's one of the main things, especially if you have an enchanter by your side as well. You got the shields and that from the enchanter. So yeah, crit rate, attack speed, more movement speed as well, and as I mentioned, the lifeline passive. So Phantom Dancer is also great. Now if you're feeling really, really ballsy, you can go for Infinity Edge as your last item. You can, yeah, your crits will deal a lot more damage. You get a lot more attack damage and crit rate, so you'll get 75% attack crit rate, sorry. However, you can go for Guardian Angel as your last item. Like I said, when you're at this point of the game, when you're at full items or when you're at level 15, to be honest, Vayne is going to do enough damage anyway from her second ability, and you still have a lot of items in here that are going to do a lot of damage. So Guardian Angel as your last item is still a pretty good bet. But if you feel, you know, ballsy, like I said, you can go for Infinity Edge and just deal even more damage. For the runes, Lethal Tempo, as I mentioned already, you know, attack speed is so great for Vayne. Lethal Tempo is such a perfect rune for Vayne as well. You gain stacks of attack speed when attacking enemy champions up to 6 times. And when you fully get it stacked at 6 times, when you get the full stacks, you gain bonus attack speed. And this can exceed the attack speed limit as well. So you already got a lot of attack speed in your build. Blade of Rune King, Storm Razor, Wit's End, Phantom Dance. So that's 4 items that give you attack speed. You're also going to get a lot of attack speed from Lethal Tempo. So all this attack speed built up over time is just going to benefit a lot with Vayne because of her second ability. Like I mentioned, you attack the same enemy 3 times in a row, you're going to deal true damage. So if you attack them 6 times in a row, you're going to deal even more true damage. And that's kind of where Vayne's damage comes from. It's her true damage from her second ability. So insane rune, really, really nice rune. Hunter Vampirism still really good, gets a physical vamp in the early game, which adds up on top of the Blade of Rune King, so it helps you survive a little bit during the early game. Then you get the bonus, not bonus AD, it grants you AD and also physical vamp every single time you get a unique takedown. You're pretty much always going to get 5 unique takedowns with Vayne because you're always in fights. You're always going to be tumbling around doing as much damage as possible. Nullifying Orb is still a really good rune. Even though you don't really have that much attack damage in this build, this rune still works really, really fine. It helps you so much during the early game. I can't tell you the countless amount of times that I've survived early game fights or early game trades because of Nullifying Orb. Such a strong rune. And then the last one is Hunter Genius. Hunter Genius will just help you a lot. Lets you tumble more, lets you use your third ability more, lets you use your second ability more as well, which you can use your second ability to heal you over time and give you even more attack speed. So really, really helpful to get Hunter Genius, but you can go for other runes as well in this tree, you know. Nimbus Cloak is really, really good, and Sweet Tooth is also another really, really good option, just in case you might feel like you struggle during the laner phase. And as for some of the spells, Flash is the go-to rune as always, really, really strong rune. And then Exhaust helps you a lot against the bruisers and assassins that you might come up against. But yeah, that is everything for Vayne. Everything you need to know about the Vayne items, the runes, the spells. Again, this is a gameplay that's gonna be really, really insane actually. The early game I struggled, but like I mentioned, Vayne is always going to struggle during the early game. But once I hit that mid and late game, that's really where Vayne can shine. So hopefully you all enjoy the gameplay. Stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Peace. We can't play aggressive laning phase like we have done before. This is a completely different play style. Let's go. It's a completely different sort of lane than what we played before.
The machine made me. Now I am the machine.
Minions have spawned.
Are you happy now?
I know the truth. No fighting chance. My vengeance is all the humanity I have left. I am no longer human. Attack sequence initiated. Machines never rest.
There's nothing left to say.
In a world of neon, I am the darkness. Cross me and be destroyed.
Retreat from the enemy champion.
I am hardwired to help.
That's why I invaded.
Is under attack. Enemy slain.
Is all the humanity I have.
Double kill.
In a world of neon, I am the darkness.
Can't believe Vice survived on 1 HP. I didn't get a single kill as well.
My mission is 0 defects. You are mine. Stay out of my way. Machine never
Stop the party.
You are mine.
Don't stop the party.
Restart. I have no more limitations.
Good to W Max over Q? Yeah, you got W Max.
I know the truth.
You fucking stuff.
Bottom lane is under attack.
You are mine. Machines
attack.
never rest.
Why did he ulti?
I have deemed you a threat. Death.
Enemy.
How is no one dead?
Enemy slain.
And I don't understand how why Echo used ulti. Echo randomly used ulti for no reason at all. Yo, Joey, how's it going? Thank you for the raid, buddy. I appreciate it. Oh, God, what's happening here? Oh! He doesn't have ulti. Thanks for the raid, Joey. Appreciate it, my man. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Oh, well, they're going to get bot tower, but we're too late now.
Slain the Rift Herald.
My humanity I have left.
Enemy rampage.
I am no longer human. I have deemed you a threat.
Top turret is under attack. Mid turret is under attack.
Have you had better games than me? It's not been that way. I'm getting some very special junglers today. Oh, there you go.
I am hardwired to hunt.
Can I kill Vi if she comes? I'm just going to get solo gold. Fuck it. Oh my God, man.
They erased my past, not my memory.
Turret is under attack. Turret lost.
Cross me and be destroyed. You are mine.
I really have to 1v9 this game, don't I? I really, really have to. Alright.
Neon.
Okay.
I am the darkness.
This is fine. This is all good.
On my way.
No worries, Joes. Thank you very much for the raid, Joe. Appreciate it a lot, man. Thank you, thank you.
My bounty. My mission is zero
You like that?
no more shots.
Retreat from the enemy.
I am hardwired to hunt.
How you like that? I need magic resist against that team for sure. They got Dinah and Camille doing a lot of damage.
My mission is zero defects.
Slain way. On my way.
I know the truth.
On my way.
Attack sequence initiated.
Like, where is... Was TF really mid lane the entire time? Please don't tell me TF was just pushing mid the entire time. Please don't tell me TF was just pushing mid that entire time. Ah, man.
In a world of
I'm pretty sure this TF was just pushing mid the entire time.
The enemy team has slain the Rift Herald.
Ah, whatever, man.
Middle turret is under attack.
they erased my past.
Okay. I have a lot of gold now.
I am hardwired to hunt.
I have a lot of money now. If you want to know the build, do exclamation mark build, and then you'll be able to see it. Do exclamation mark build and it should come up. What the fuck is that attack range? Oh, yeah, it's rapid fire cannon. No, build. It should come up. Or build Vayne, is it? Niels, if you're here, can you do it for me?
They erased
If you don't mind. I think it's just build, no?
my memory.
Pretty sure it's just exclamation mark build. I won the game with Ezreal.
My vengeance is all the humanity I have left. Machines never rest. You are in a world of neon, I am the darkness. I have no more limitations.
No crackers stay on Vayne? No, there you go. There's the builds.
Death is certain.
Ah, fuck, man. Ah, whatever. I don't know why Camille's split pushing. Fuck, I thought I could kill him. Oh! Fuck my life, man. No crackers stay on Vayne? No. No. Fuck, I should have killed him now. He's so tanky, man.
On my way.
Stay out of my way.
On my way.
Let's go. Man. We count as a penta? Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. I guess you can count as a penta if you want to. Finally, man. Pretty good game, though. 31,000. I mean, the laning phase was so rough, but I did int that one time in mid lane, but at least I came back up in time for the dragon. But that little mid lane play, I just felt like I needed to go for a play. So I felt like trying to kill the Darius, and then I can maybe try and do something after that. But I flashed over the wall and I didn't realize that everyone else was there. But still.